ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter 32, verse number 19. This is reply of Sri Krishna to gopis, where they says bhajto anubhajanti eka etad vipariyam no bhyansya bhajanti eka etanno bruhi sadhu. So they had asked these three vikalpas, three options, which one is Krishna. That there are people who love because others love them, and there are others who love unconditionally. And then there are others who don't love, do not reciprocate. So which one are you? So we read the first two slokas in which he gave reply to the first two vikalpas or options. That first one, he says, they are swarthartha, that they are selfish. There is no swahard, there is no kindness of heart in them, and there is no true dharma or morality involved. The second one, he says, there is a swaharda and there is a dharma, unconditional, because they are loving unconditionally. And he gave two categories in that. One is people who are compassionate, and that is possible only if somebody is a devotee. Because as long as one is materially conditioned, it is not possible to be doing or being unconditional lover. And the other one is the parents, because parents naturally have affection for the children, they take care of them, especially in animals, cows. You see how they are very much concerned about the calf. So now in the third one, he is replying that people who do not love anybody. So who are they? So he gives four categories in this. Bhajtopi na vaikechid bhajanti abhajataha kutaha atma rama hi apta kama kritajnya gurudroha. Says that there are some people who do not love even if others love them. And then where is the question of loving those whom do not love them? So they do not love even those who love them. They do not reciprocate even with those who do good to them. There is no possibility of reciprocating with the people who do no good to them. And there are four categories in this. Two are good, two are bad. So one is Atmarama, or people who are self-satisfied in themselves, who are self-realized, who take pleasure in their own self, which means that they do not have interest in anything external in the external world. So Atmaniyeva Ramante Ti Atmarama. So Atma can also mean Paramatma, Bhagavan. And Aptakama. Then there are those who have no desires. They are satisfied. So then they do not have desire even to do good to others. Otherwise they will come into the second category. They don't even bother about that. So they are called Aptakama. And then the third are Akritagya. These are ignorant people. They do not know that somebody is doing good to them and they should reciprocate. So either they are ungrateful people, or literally it means that they do not know, but it also means that they do not want to acknowledge both. And the fourth are Guru Druha, that they just dislike. So you do good to them, they will even destroy you. So they are called Guru Druha. Guru means big. Guru means also Guru Drohi. But here it doesn't mean only that. Otherwise there will be very limited category. So they are big offenders, basically that's what it means. They are asura types. So there are people who doing good to them and they create trouble even for them. So Sri Vishnath Chakravarti writes, Tritiya prasnasya uttaramaha. So Sri Krishna is replying to the third question, bhajto apiti. Ye te yatha uttara nyunas chaturvidha. So he gives these four groups here, Atmarama, Aptakama, Akritanya and Gurudruha. So progressively they are inferior. The first is better than the second, second is better than the third, third is better than the fourth. So fourth is the worst. So Atmarama Abhirdrisha Eko. So the first one are Atmarama. So they do not have external vision. That's why they are called Atmarama, because they are so absorbed in their own inner self that they are not concerned, like Avdhutas. They just don't see anything. Anya Aptakama. The second one, what is the difference between the first and the second? So second are Bahir Darshitva api Swateva Purna Kamatvena Na Parato Bhogechava. So they are completely satisfied in their own self. They do not have any desire. All their desires are completely satisfied. So therefore they are not dependent on anybody. Although they see things around, they are not just absorbed in the inner self, but they just don't want to reciprocate with anybody. Aparaya akritajyaha parato bhogechitvepi parahi kritam upkaradikam na jananti. Then the third category is that they wish or they desire things from others. They are not that they are some spiritually realized people, but they do not know the welfare done of the others. Like they may be children, so parents are doing good to the children, but good children they are not aware of it. So they do not reciprocate. Anya gurudraha parahi kritam upkaradikam ne manyatam pratyuttebhe guru adhikam druhyanti. And then there are guru druhas, that others do good to them, so they do not consider their welfare. Rather, they are inimical to them. So they may even harm them. So te nirhetukaha drohina sahetuka drohinas tu alpadruha kemutta praptena tanta antarbhutaya. So these people who have guru druha, who basically have hatred, they're probably like sadists. You good to them and they harm you. They take pleasure in that. So there are two types in that. They are nirhetuka drohina, that they have hatred for you causelessly. It's not that you have done any harm to them. They just are too much tamasic, like a snake. So snake, you feed the snake, he will bite you. And then there are sahetuka drohina. There may be some people who are sahetuk drohina, that they have some reason. Maybe they misunderstand you, or you have done something to them. So these are less inimical than the first one, because anything which happens without a cause is more powerful than which happens because of some cause. So therefore, if you like to eat some particular dish with another thing, if it is mixed with that, then you like it. Then there is another one who likes it anyway. So it is the second one who has more interest in it than you. Because you are only when your condition is fulfilled. Only if it is cold ice cream, then I will take it. Then there are others, even if it is melted, they will eat. Right? So that is sahetuka and nirhetuka. So kamutya praptena praptatvena tadantarbhuta eva. So because the second one is lesser inimical, it is included in the first one only. So I did not say it separately. Tatha palakatvat guruvaschate druhascha iti guru druho Vishwaghatinascheti. Then he takes another meaning of this Guru Druha. That Guru means any senior person is called Guru. So here it means somebody who is your guardian, who is protecting you, maintaining you. So you are inimical to that person, then that is also called Guru Druha. So he says Vishwaghatinascheti. So the Vishwasta Ghatina means you betray the person who has trust in you. So that type of is the third one, Guru Druha. So first one is Nirhatuk Droha. Third is who is against the protectors, maintainers, and third is Vishwasthaghati, that you are inimical to person who actually believes in you, who puts his or her trust in you. So like the story of the jackal and deer in Hitopadesh. Very nice story. There were two friends, one deer, Hiranyaka, and one crow, Laghupatanaka, I think is the name. So they were friends together living in the forest. Every day the deer goes into the forest to eat grass, comes back in the evening, and the crow also goes around looking for some food, but in the evening they come together and they have their goshti, evening katha, and they sleep. That's how they live. So one day the deer went and one jackal saw him. And he saw, oh, this deer is very fat and looks very healthy. I would like to eat him. But how? Because if he goes near, the deer will run away. And deer runs faster than the jackal. So he makes a plan. He goes to the deer. He says, oh, my friend deer, you are very dear. So I'm lonely here in the forest. I want your friendship. So the deer was Mugdha Naika, simpleton. So I said, oh, no problem. So in the evening the jackal came along with the deer, and the crow saw from distance that what is the jackal coming with the deer? So he asked, who is this coming with you? And deer said, oh, he's my new friend. So he says, your new friend, do you know him? He says, I just met him. These days these types of story happen quite a lot in the bars and everywhere. So I just met him and he wants to be my friend. So then he said that you should not make friendship like that. So, Agyat Kulsila se Vasudevana Kasyachit. You should not give residence to somebody about whose background you do not know, which family he belongs to, what is the person's character, because you don't know what he can do. So then jackal is very smart. He starts talking. He says, why are you talking? Why are you suspecting? I have not done anything. I just want to be his friend. He's nice, and we will both be in the forest. We are flying in the sky. We both walk on the ground. So he says, but we don't know you. So he argues back with him that when you first met this deer, did you know him? And he says, no. He says, I'm same. He says, when you meet somebody for the first time, you don't know that person. So if we go by your logic, no one can be friends. Nobody can be friends. Except on the Facebook. Because that's safe, although there are many problems happen on Facebook friends also. So then, and then deer was supporting the jackal. So then he was saying, he even told him that bhakshayo priti, that the friendship between the, what is called, predator and the prey. So there is no friendship between predator and the prey. He says he will eat you up. So he tried to warn him, but deer did not take his instruction. So then he says, okay, what can I say? You cannot force anybody, you give a good instruction. Generally good instructions are things which are rejected most in human life. Good instructions are the things which are given most freely. They are also the ones which are rejected most freely. So that's why in Shastra there is instruction that don't give knowledge just like that. Na prishtam kasyachin bruyat. Don't answer unless you are asked. So Krishna also says about Bhagavad Gita, Nacha sushrushay vachyam, Nacha mam abhyasuyati. Don't speak this to somebody who is not willing to hear. So anyway, they slept in the morning, they all woke up. So the crow flew away in search of his food. The deer went, and the jackal is hanging around him. And he tells, look, I will take you to a very nice place where you will eat to your fill and you will really relish it. I know some land here. He says, really? He says, yes. He says, what you are eating every day, the same dry grass. So he takes him to the field of a farmer. And he says, you see this nice crop here? He says, eat it. So the deer is very happy. They never come to that side because they never come to the village side. They are in the forest. So he eats. Then after some time he eats and he goes away. Then farmer comes and he says, oh, my crop is eaten. So he puts a net in the evening. And the next day the deer goes again and he does not know that the farmer has put a net. So he goes inside and he gets caught in the net. And then he says, okay, now I'm in trouble. So he sees to the jackal, he says, my friend Jambuka, where are you? Jambuka, Jambuka. So Jambuka, of course, was sitting. Look, he was hoping this happens. So then Jambuka comes and he says, oh, my friend, you got caught? And he says, yes, please cut my net. You have strong teeth so that I can escape, otherwise the farmer will come and kill me. So he says, well, the problem is that today is Mangal, Tuesday. And Tuesday is the day of Hanuman. And I don't eat meat or anything. This net is made from the intestines of the animal. And that is non-vegetarian. So in India, many people, they may eat meat on other days, they don't eat on Tuesdays. Because it's the day of Hanuman. So he says, please relax, and tomorrow morning I will cut it. So the deer, he believed him. He says, okay, he is a very religious guy, So in the evening the deer did not return, and jackal remained hiding there only. He also did not go back, because he had no point to go there. His food is lying here. So then the crow worried, where is he? So next day early morning he flew around to check where is he. So then he saw him and he says, what happened? So he says, well, this is the trick played by my friend, because by that time deer understood what has happened. So the crow said, yes, I knew this will happen because he is looking to eat you. So he says, so now the deer says, I'm sorry I did not listen to you. So he says, okay, now listen what I tell you. So he says, now the morning has come and the farmer will come. So you put air in your belly, close your eyes, and when the farmer comes, I will come and I'll start packing on you. So the farmer will think you are dead. And then he will remove the net. And when he removes the net, I will fly away and make a sound, because you will be lying with closed eyes, and then you run. So then the farmer came and he was so happy, oh, this rascal is caught. So then he came near and he said, he died himself, because the crow is sitting on him and making as if he's eating the dead body. So he gathers his net and then he's walking away. And then when he's walking away, then crow flies away and makes a sound. And then the deer gets up and runs. And the farmer says, what? So he throws his stick. He had a stick in his hand. And the stick does not hit the deer, but it hits the jackal who was It hits the jackal on his head. And the jackal dies. And the deer and crow, they run away. So this is called Vishwasta Ghatina. That there is another sloka like that if somebody is sitting in your lap and you murder him, what is the chivalry in that? So Trividha Droho api abhajanam eva. So these three types of droha, enmity, is also abhajan, means not reciprocating. Tatascha prathama prashnottarasya udaharanam ekameva, द्वितीय प्रश्नस्य उत्तरस्य द्वे, तृतीय प्रश्नस्य उत्तरस्य षड् इति एवं नव. So therefore Krishna, he listed 9 types of people in answer to the 3 categories of questions asked by him. The first one is only one, means the selfish person who reciprocates because of selfishness. Second is one who is unconditional lover, that includes karuna and parents, compassionate and parents. And number 3 includes 6, Atmarama, Aptakama, Akritagya, and 3 types of inimical people. Those are Nirhatuk, inimical, they just hate like cat and rat, causeless love, right? And number 2, those who dislike the very people who take care of them, their own guardians. And number 3 are those who are traitors or betrayers. So that makes 9. So now the question is, to which category Krishna himself belongs? So he will reply now. Because now gopis are happy that okay, he must be one of these 9. And they are thinking he belongs to somewhere in the last 3 categories. So he says, Naham tu sakhya bhajatopi jantum bhajamyamisha manuvritta vrittaye yatha dhano labdha dhane vinashte tachintaya nibhrito naveda. So this is a very nice sloka. This describes Krishna's thought process, because people do not understand and that's why they blame God. If they know understand this sloka, they will stop blaming him. So he says, my dear friends, Naham, tu. So the word tu signifies a change in topic, means I don't belong to any one of these 9. That is the meaning of tu. But I do not reciprocate even to the beings who love me. So what is this? That means you belong to the third. But he already says no. Because he is saying you are my friends. So he cannot be belonging to the third group. Because third group, Aptaram, Aptakam, they don't make friendship. If they made friendship, they will reciprocate. And the third one is Druha, so there is no possibility of that. So that itself signifies that he is none of that. So but he gives a reason why he does not reciprocate or why he does not love. He says, Bhajami amisham anuvritte vrittaye. That I want to increase their love, and that's why I do not reciprocate. Amisham means two of these people, anuvritti vrittaye. So you know what is vritti? Chitta vritti. And anuvritti means vritti after vritti. So that their fixity of the mind becomes more intense, continuous flow. Mama guna, madguna shruti matrena mayi sarvguhasana manogati ravichinna yatha gangam svam buddha. So like the flow of water continuously. So therefore Krishna can create problems even. Traivargikaya savighatam asmat patirvidhatte purushasya shakra tato numeyo bhagavat prasado yokinchano durlabhvanni. So he can even destroy your material things if you are having too much attachment. Yasyam anugranami harisya tad dhanam sanai. So this is how Krishna acts. People think that compassion of God means he gives me some material boon. But he does not consider that as a boon. That, well, other devas may consider that as. But Krishna personally does not consider that giving something material is my blessing. What is that blessing? So blessing is when one's mind becomes fixed, when one's awareness turns towards him, when one attains prema, that is the blessing. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Mahavadanya Avatar, because he gives that. He did not do magic and cure people. Like these days you see some avatars do that he got cured, he got this problem got solved, that problem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not do that. He could also do that and get more crowd around him. Right? But he didn't do anything like that. So that is not the real grace. Real grace is anuvritti vrittaye. So when your mind flows towards Krishna non-stop, you don't have any other thought, that is the true blessing. And then he gives an example of it. Yatha dhano labdha dhane vinashte tachintyan nibhrito na veda. So just like a poor person gets some wealth and then it is lost. So then he thinks of it very intensely and does not know anything else. His mind remains fixed only on that. So like that he may give a little glimpse of himself and then he disappears, like he did to Narada Rishi, described in the 5th chapter of 1st Canto. And then he said that you will not see me in this life. So avipakya kashayanam durdarshoham kuyoginam, that I am not visible like that. So then he became more intense to see him. And then finally he got his transcendental form. So this is how Krishna works. So he protects, like when he says Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. So we think that He's going to bring rice and chapati for you. That's how he's going to protect you. And people tell such stories also. But that is not that is not Yogakshema. Yogakshema means that whatever devotion you have, he protects that and he makes sure that you get what you don't have. So yoga means protecting what you have, and kshema means bringing what you don't have. So that is his grace. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti comments, Atra prathama dvitiya prashnottara udaharaneshu tvam na vartase. So now the gopis are saying, well, you certainly don't belong to the first category. Selfish, you are not that, we have not seen. You also don't belong to the second one, that you just love everybody here and there. Because you left us. And Tritiya Prashnottara Udharaneshu Madhya Katmayati Chet Shrunuta Bhava. So you only probably belong to the third one, but we are unable to ascertain which one. So then Krishna says, okay, listen to me. Manmukhe naiva mat parajayam susrushava. So you want to hear my defeat from my own mouth. That's what you want to hear, that I got defeated. Then you will feel happy. So listen to me. So mitha smita vilasita kataksh natana chaturi dhurinam sakhya srunuta. So Krishna, he saw that gopis were looking at each other, moving their eyes and looking very smart, that finally we have pinned him down. He is so expert in talking, he is so expert in playing, he is so expert in everything. But today we have got him. So they are smiling and kataksh natana chaturi, they are moving their eyes here and there. So then Krishna is saying that, yes, you who are moving your eyes out of happiness and smiling, my dear friends, listen now who I am. Shrunuta. Narayanattvena atmaramaha purna kamaschapi kamascha bhavanapi Nandaputratvad anatmaramo apurna kamascha. He says, as Narayana, I am Atmarama. I lie on the ocean and I can sleep there. And nothing. Enjoy my Antaranga Shakti, my Swarup Shakti. So he does that. That's how he does. He enjoys his own Shaktis and he also enjoys by playing. And I am Purna Kama, I am fulfilled. I have no desire. The Shruti also says, Aptakam, Atmaram. But as son of Nanda Maharaj, I am neither Atmarama nor Purna Kama. I am just the opposite. Gop Balakatvena. So therefore I am, because he says the first two categories you yourself say that I don't belong to. So now he is only talking about the third, which has got 4 divisions in it. Atmarama, Aptakama, and Akritagya, and Gurudroha. So he says, this is my situation. So I am not Atmarama, I am not Aptakama, because I am son of Nanda Maharaj. Then comes Akritagya. So he says that Gop Balakatvena Anadhita Niti Shastratvat Akritagyo Bhavanapi Narayanattvena Eva Sarvagyat Kritagyas. He says, as son of Nanda Maharaj, I am ignorant because I didn't go to school. Anadhit Niti Shastra, I have not studied any Shastra, no Niti. I didn't even study Hitopdesh. So therefore, I am Akritagya. Means I cannot understand what welfare others are doing to me. Akritagya literally means that Kritam na janati. What others have done to me, I don't know that. Because I go behind the cows, I play, So that's my situation. But as Narayana, I am omniscient. I know everything. So you decide where you want to place me. And I am Kritagya. I know everything. I know what others are doing. Savilasadi bhir muhu pranita nam api yusmakam sakrin matre agenan drohad guru dhruvapi bhavan pune swadarshana na guru dhruk. The next one is Guru Druha. Fourth means big offender. So he says, look, I am the one who played flute and you came hearing my flute and I enjoyed with you. But then I left you. So I'm a big offender. Guru Druha. I just disappeared. But then I have come again. So I'm not offender. I would be offender if I just go and don't come back. But look, see, I'm here in the midst of you. And I'm giving you pleasure of my darshan. I'm talking to you. I'm replying to your questions. I'm not upset. So I'm not an offender. So then they say that, okay, so what you are confusing us now. So tarhi nishchayana ko bhavati bhavaniti. So Gopi is saying that, okay, please can you ascertain what exactly are you? So then he speaks this verse. Naham tu sakhyo bhajtopi jantun bhajamyami shama nuvritta vrittaye. So tur bhinnopkrame, the word tu but is to change, means he is distinguishing himself from the previous 9 types of people. Jantu means Jiv Matra, means every living being. Bhajtopi aham na bhajami. So any living being who is doing service to me, I don't reciprocate. So then the question comes, then tarhi purvataha ko bheda, so then how are you distinguished from the previous ones? So then he says, yes, there is a distinction. Amisham bhajtam anuvrittir mad bhajanam tasyam vrittaye jivikaye. So I do not do this, not that I want to trouble them, not that I want to cause distress to them, make them suffer, or I hate them, nothing like that. But it is only to increase their love for me. I do not reciprocate. And it is actually not that I am not reciprocating. This is how I reciprocate. I do not reciprocate the way they think I should reciprocate. Because they are ignorant. So I reciprocate what I know is good. Like parents, they do things to the child. So many times parents, they do or act in a way the child does not like it, but they know that they are doing it for his or her good. So like that. Karuno pitro yatha. So hey Abala, so he is calling them as Abala, means Madhaviprayam gyatum asamartha, that you are unable to understand my intention. So it is not that gopis do not understand the intention of Krishna. Of course they understand, but this whole thing is for us to understand, to make us understand how Krishna functions, so that we get a little idea about his mind. Hanta hanta yamayeva udyamam karomi Saiva vifali bhavati tasman mai aparadhini anugraha leshopi krishnasya nasti dhing mamiti pratikshanam nirveda danyadi buddhya vridhya काम क्रोधादि अनुपगमैर bhakti pradipti bhavati ajat premna. So he is saying that there are two types of devotees. There are devotees who have not attained prema yet, the sadhakas, and then there are siddha bhaktas. So when he is not reciprocating to them, then he has explanations for both of them, but it is different for both categories. So now he is saying for the first one, the sadhakas. So sadhaka, when Krishna does not reciprocate and thinks he is not giving his blessing to me, then he thinks like this. He says, alas, alas, whatever efforts I make, it turns into failure. Therefore, that is the proof that I am an offender and there is not a trace of grace on me. Krishna is not pleased with me. So fie on me. And in this way, his nirveda, means his grief, his humility, it increases at every moment. And when his humility increases, then he also becomes free from the lower characteristics as kama, krodha, etc., materialistic desires, attachments, anger, greed, etc. And thus his or her devotion becomes fired up. Because the more humility comes, the more devotion manifests. And in this way, I increase the devotion of sadhaka by making him face failures in life. So this is why it appears like as if I am not reciprocating. So what about those who already have attained prema? What do you do for them? Why you behave like this, as the case with the gopis? So it says, Jat premnantu anuvrittir madashaktis tasya jivikartham na bhajami darshanam dattvapi andar dadhami. So he says, those who have love for me, so I do not reciprocate with them because I want to increase the intensity of their attachment to me. And therefore I do not show myself to them, I disappear, as in their case. Tatayeva anuvrittir asakti pravriddhir bhavati. Then their intensity of attachment increases. They are already attached to me, but it becomes more intense. So that's how Krishna, he increases the devotee's devotion. And that's why it is said that in the spiritual world it is premam buddhir, anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam. So they already have an ocean of ananda, and even that ocean keeps on increasing. So this is how he increases, by union and separation, by union and separation. So this is how he does his Leela with his Siddha Bhaktas. So tatra jata premasu eva drishtanta yatha iti. And the example which is given here, yatha dhane labdha dhano vinashta, the example of person losing his wealth, this example applies only for those who have attained prema, not to the sadhakas. So tasya dhanasya eva chintaya nibhrita purno vyapta iti yavat. Just like a person who has attained wealth and then loses it. So like that person has attained prema and has darshan of Krishna, and then Krishna disappears. So then his meditation increases and his whole mind becomes completely absorbed in that. Anyat kshut pipashadi api na ved. So nibhritna anya ved. So he does not know anything else, means he loses interest even in hunger and thirst. Ato mam bhastam madanuvrittireva vanchita. तस्य आधिक्येन संपादनाद अहंतान प्रकटम अभजनपि अप्रकटम अधिकम एव भजामि इति अहमपि वस्तुतः करुणैव. So those who are thus worshipping me, loving me, I desiring to increase their love on me, I do not appear. And tasya adhikyena sampadanaad aham tan prakatam abhajanapi prakatam adhikam eva. So then although it appears that explicitly I am not reciprocating with their love, but actually implicitly I am reciprocating. So even they may feel why Krishna is behaving like this. But I am not here to get just praise for them, but to increase their love, and that is my karuna. So therefore it says Vastuta karuna eva, that in reality this not reciprocating is my karuna on them, my compassion on them, and it should not be misunderstood. So Dutiya Prashnasya Udaharani Bhuto Yatha Bhavatyah. And you are the example of the second category. It said that Bhajanti Abhajto Yavai Karuna Pitro Yatha. That's they love even those who do not love them. That I actually disappeared, but you still love me. So you are the example for that. Ityato mama swadarshana dana dane eva bhajana bhajane na vyakhe. So therefore one should not explain that those who do not swadarsan dana danine bhajana bhajane, that I am reciprocating because I give my darshan to them, and I do not reciprocate if I don't give my darshan to them. It should not be explained like that in my case. It may be so in the case of people here in the material world, but in his own case he says that it is not true, and it should not be misunderstood. That just because I disappeared, in other words, he's saying that just because I disappeared, so don't think that I don't love you and I don't reciprocate your love. That's not the case. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathai bhajamyaham iti vastu pratigyaya anyatha bhavat anarhat iti bhavaya. In other words, I have given my word in Bhagavad Gita that as people approach me, I reciprocate accordingly. So this is my pratigya, this is my word. So this will become false if I do not reciprocate. So I do reciprocate. Only thing is that my reciprocation is sometimes visible, sometimes not visible. But I certainly reciprocate according to the service, according to the mood of my devotees. So this is his reply. It's a very wonderful statement of Krishna. So we'll stop here. If any question is there, Tanmaji.
Babaji,
Yeah.
about this reciprocal behavior, wouldn't that put him in category 1?
How?
That he loves only when others love him. Because he will reciprocate to the extent and the type of approach that you have to him, he will reciprocate accordingly, not independently of that.
Well, he's saying that I am also sometimes don't reciprocate. That's what he said. That was the whole question. If it was that type, no question will arise. And even to those whom he does not reciprocate.
No, but I guess we concluded that.
Well, he's not doing it for himself. If you read that sloka, he says, Mitho bhajanti ya sakhya sarvarth ekant uddhamahita. So he does not fall into them because he is not doing it to attain something from them. First sloka says that there is no saharda there. That's not the case with him. It's only partly applies that he is reciprocating with them like them. But see the other part of the sloka. See the second half.
True.
Tatra swahridam dharma swarthartham tadhima nanyatha. That there is only selfishness there.
True. Thank you, Babaji.
But in his case, even those who may approach him for material thing, he says, Sarve udara evete. Gyani tume atma eva matam. He's calling them all generous. He's not saying they're selfish, they're coming to me. Artha jigyasu artharthi. Malate.
Babaji, I'm not familiar with the term druha, only guru droha. Is it the same?
Druha, yeah, they mean enmity. The root is druha. Druhiyati, druhiyata. So means to be inimical. So from that becomes Kridanta we are doing. If you apply an, it will become droha. If you apply at, it will become druha.
No difference in meaning.
No.
Thank you.
Shalas.
Babaji, what is the way for a common sadhaka to see, to recognize that implicit reciprocation of Krishna in routine life?
You have to have Shraddha, because if Shraddha is not there, then that's where the problem comes. People usually do not have strong Shraddha. So if things are going well, they think, oh, it's very nice. Some little problem comes, then immediately they start thinking why God is doing to me. Then criticize others, attack others, try to harm others, you do all that. So this is due to lack of Shraddha. But if you know that Krishna is gracious, and if some problem is coming, whether it is coming from my own mind or it's coming from others, then he's trying to purify me. So it's purification process, but it is hard, and as we discussed yesterday, because of our ahankara, it is very difficult to accept it, that something is wrong with me. So then we will get into this blame game and waste our time and energy, and also waste others' energy in doing that. Instead of cooperating and advancing, we do that. So that's how material mind works. And then people take even pleasure in doing that.
In the first two categories, this Atmarama and Aptakama.
Atmarama, Aptakama.
Yeah. So then I could not understand, because one is internally.
One is one who is fully happy within himself.
And the other is without
Other
desire.
is that he has no desire, so he is not worried about anybody. He doesn't care. That's why he is indifferent.
Okay. Not having desire for anything, so it doesn't depend from anybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Other examples of aptakamas in the Bhāgavata?
Mm-hmm.
Other examples of aptakamas in the
Like
Bhāgavata?
avdhutas.
Yogis would be aptakamas.
Generally, Atmarama, Aptakama, they go together. But if you want to make a distinction, means Atmarama is that he is not having even external vision like Sukadeva Goswami. And somebody is little less than that, he sees things but he is not bothered. So Rishabdev, or that Brahmana in 11th Canto, they are Atmarama, Aptakamas.
So a little bit following up on what Tanmoyji asked, the verse 17, the way it seems that it's now being implied is that the person who loves or serves reciprocally, that's qualified as doing so for one's own interest. So now that Krishna is now taking a new category where he is reciprocating with those who serve him or love him, but not out of selfish interest.
Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't fall in the second category, because the second category serves those who don't serve them. He doesn't fall in the first category because it's not selfish. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?